Wow, some scary stuff. It's gonna get you. You hear him breathing. Wow, this is Will. This is horror guy, not sci-fi guy. Horror guy. Gotta. I have many hats now. I gotta. I gotta put on my horror hat. And tonight we're gonna be talking horror sounds. That's right, not just the visuals, the sights, maybe the smells. Remember smell-o-vision? Smello? Was it smell-o-vision? Stinky vision? They gave out cards. I think John Waters did that. He might have been the only one to do it. One of my favorite filmmakers. And Mr. Waters, as usual, had a great gimmick, like William Castle. But this is about sound, not smell. This is about hearing and sounds, not stinkiness, not the stink. So we all know, as film fans, television fans, video fans, what have you, that movies and TV are about sound as well. We know that, sure, intellectually. But I wonder many times when we're watching if we're aware as much about the sounds, the soundscape, instead of just the landscape. The things we hear um, are as important as what we see. And for a horror movie, I don't think there's anything as more important in many ways. We're seeing, but we're hearing. Just like the special effects. That was from a YouTube clip, Halloween scare sound effects. But you heard the person running, panting, when there's a chase scene, when the stalker, the killer, is chasing down the victim. We hear the breath, we hear the footsteps, we hear the wind blowing, the doors creaking. All these things contribute to the scene, to the ambiance, the soundscape, the scare soundscape. And then, of course, we have the music, say the main musical theme, the the theme that we always associate with that film: Psycho, Halloween, Exorcist. One of my favorites, Black Christmas. This is a Canadian film directed by Bob Clark, whose other credits include Porky's, the teen sex comedy, and of course A Christmas Story, the great perennial, the great holiday film, family film. But Black Christmas, Mr. Clark, he rivaled many. In fact, I think in most ways it's scarier, more powerful than, say, even Psycho or Halloween. It's certainly in my top 3 or 5 of scary films of all time. And of course, as a holiday film, as a Christmas film, it's filmed with a lot of beautiful, recognizable Christmas carols and holiday music. So it acts as both a Christmas holiday film and as a horror film. It's said, I read an article that Priscilla Presley and Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's ex-wife and daughter, they love to watch that each year, or they used to, as sort of a Christmas, both a Christmas and Halloween movie. And that's what's great. It works as both. It works as a Halloween horror film and as a Christmas movie. And let's listen to a little bit of Black Christmas. Now that is powerful. I don't care who you are, or you have to be disturbed. You have to be somewhat unsettled by those sounds. The voice, that's one of the famous phone calls from the film. So if you have not seen Black Christmas, this is the original, the classic. There was two remakes, I believe. I have not seen either. I heard they're pretty bad, or varying quality. So, but this is the classic version. And let's let's go now to an Oscar winner. That's right, a horror movie that won Oscars. It's rare, and that was The Exorcist, 1973. It won two Oscars, one for Best Adapted Screenplay and one for Best Sound Mixing. And one of the reasons I include it here is because the sound, the voices, the music of The Exorcist is incredible. And let's listen to a little bit of Exorcist right now.
Hello, Reagan. I'm a friend of your mother's. I'd like to help you.
You want to loosen the straps, son?
I'm afraid you might hurt yourself, Reagan.
I'm not Reagan.
I see. Well, then, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
That's much too vulgar a display of power, Karras.
Where's Reagan?
In here with us.
Show me Reagan and I'll loosen one of the straps.
Can you help an old altar boy, Father?
Your mother's in here with us, Karras. Would you like to leave a message?
Would you like to leave a message? Your mother's in here. That's the great actress Mercedes McCambridge as the demon possessing Linda Blair's character Reagan. So, as you can see, there's no video. This is just an audio podcast, and you can hear and feel the power of the audio, of the sound. And how about animals? How about creatures? Can they scare? They certainly can. And if Alfred Hitchcock is involved, they certainly do. This is The Birds. And anybody who has seen that, when they look at a bird after watching it, they're going to look and they're going to think a little differently about our fair feathered friends. What's really cool and interesting about The Birds, this is from The Horror and the Art of Noise. Quote, the fact that the film, The Birds, completely does away with film music, replacing it with sound effects, sets it apart in Hitchcock's repertoire. The director used a mixture of natural and artificial sounds and tones made with fluttering and screeching of the birds that the movie about in flocks, with the flocks of the birds. So a lot of it was real, synthetic as well, artificial, and all of it was incredibly powerful. And why don't we sample one of my favorite horror films, one of my favorite movie villains, scare fair movie villains, and that is, of course, the great Pinhead from classic Hellraiser, which is just going to get a remake, I heard, on Hulu, either a movie and or TV series. But here is the man himself, the original.
We'll tear your soul apart. We have such sights to show you.
Oh shit indeed, oh shit indeed. They have such sights to show you. They do. One of my favorites. I'm interested and curious about the remake, certainly, but Doug Bradley, hard to get better than Doug Bradley as Pinhead. I don't think he's involved, so we'll see. But one of the great classic horror movies and one of the great voices, one of the great sounds of horror. And finally, we can't forget, I saved it to last, of course. Psycho, the original 1960 version. There was a remake, sadly. Anne Heche, who starred in the remake, just recently passed away. This is the shower scene from Psycho. Can't get much better. And you can hear her grabbing onto the shower curtain as the shower rings clank as it comes down. It's incredible. It's only about, well, the full scene is about 4 minutes, but the actual death, the actual attack is about 2 minutes in full. The actual, well, stabbing and, as mother is doing the killing. It's about a minute or so, but it's very short, and it's been analyzed, of course, over the years, over the decades, by dozens, if not hundreds, of film critics and movie fans, and doesn't lose its power. And that sound, the screams, the knife plunging, all contributes to one of the great, if not the greatest, movie killing horror death of all time. And Janet Leigh was on record in several interviews. I've seen them. She would not take a shower for years, for many years. She got very smelly and stinky. Now, she only took baths, I guess, I hope. But I don't know if she ever went back to taking a shower. And that's how powerful it was for her and how realistic it was for her. What's interesting, one of the first DVDs that came out, it was fully loaded extras, and they compared the shower scene without music, just with sound effects. And with many ways, it's scarier because it looks almost like a documentary or someone, the killer was actually, filming his work, his handiwork, his knife work as he dispatched Ms. Crane. Several more on my list of great Sonic classics, scary Sonic classics. We did this, The Exorcist, Psycho, Black Christmas, of course, Halloween. We can't forget Halloween with that music, bah, 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 drilled in everyone's memory, burned. The last one supposedly is going to come out next month. Is it Halloween Ends? I hope so, in a way. I mean, I love Halloween, but it's a little overplayed. Nightmare on Elm Street, The Fog, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I did Hellraiser and The Blob. I love the theme song from The Blob. Just that alone qualifies. And some modern mentions. Sinister with Ethan Hawke. House on Haunted Hill, the 1999 version. And The Empty Man, which is becoming really a cult classic. One of my favorite new modern horror classics. The Empty Man is really powerful. House on Haunted Hill has great sonic scariness, just chock full of great sound effects and music, so I highly recommend. Oh, and last but not least, When a Stranger Calls, and that is just a wonderful horror movie in many ways. It's a great sort of drama and thriller as well, and the phone calls and have you checked the children? Spine tingling. Great Carol Kane, who was Laka's girlfriend in Taxi TV show. Love her. Great actress, The Star. So check that one out. There's a remake, which again I haven't seen or heard. It's pretty bad. Want to thank you guys for listening.